I'm back. I want to go over the reason why I rebuilt my engine on my 1996 Kawasaki KX250. And the reason was because I had a bearing that I found whenever I brought the bike home. After I bought it, I found this bearing was bad. Hear it? There should be no up and down, left or right play in them bearings, and I had that in that bearing. Also, I'm glad I did it whenever I discovered a crack in my top end also. So I ordered a new top end, new piston, new jug, and I'm glad I did it. So I have a fresh engine now. It did have a new Wiseco bottom end in it. The kid didn't lie to me. He did replace the bottom end, but the bearings that they gave him in the bottom end kit that he installed were Koyo and made in Japan, and they're junk. Don't ever go with these bearings, guys. I went with all balls bearings and hot rod, connecting rod and crank in my engine, so that's what I replaced it with. But this crank here is good, so I'm going to save it in case I ever need it. I'll have an extra crank. But anyway, I'll be able to send this top end out to Millennium or USA, and they will re-nickel it and recoat it and rebore it and give me a new piston for it. And I'll have an extra top end on a backup in case for when it's time to do the swap. After every 150 to 100 hours, you should get out of, if you're just trail riding and not racing, you should get about 100 hours out of a top end. But anyway, 50 racing hours. Another thing you want to check when you bring your bike home after you bought your used motorcycle from secondhand from somebody, check your drop linkage. I found my drop linkage was bad, and this bearing right here was the bad bearing. It's a shock bearing and the drop linkage. It's a little bearing. It's not all that great, and they fail really easily because they're not all that great. They're not all that great of a bearing to begin with. So, I mean, if you have yours is good, I recommend that you, the first thing you do before you even start riding is take it apart, take your swing arm off, and repack all these bearings with grease, and your swing arm bearings too. And clean them out first with some WD-40, so that way they're clean before you pack them with fresh new grease. I also got new levers. They're going to be put on. I just got those in the mail today. New clutch and brake levers. Mine are broken, so that ought to be exciting to do. I'll make a video on how to do that. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that can do it without a video, but maybe there's somebody out there that might have a question and might need to review a video before they do it. So that's why I'm making these videos, for the people that don't know how to do these things, general maintenance, and it saves you a pile of money on a mechanic bill in the future. So that, and let's see, I'm gonna be redoing my seat. I have a new reupholstering my seat. I have a new seat cover coming in the mail, And right there, that royal purple is a great 2-cycle engine oil. Plus, you need to pick up a premix cup. These premix cups are awesome. I don't know how I lived without one. That's how awesome they are. And here's my old air filter. It has a new one in it. Make sure you oil these and keep them cleaned and oiled. After every ride, you should take your air filter off, clean it in a solvent and a bucket and like a cleaner, clean all the yucky dirt out of it, and then re-oil it and put it back on every ride. That's important. I run ATF in my bottom ends, Ford F-type, because automatic transmission fluid is drawn to heat. It likes heat, so it goes to the heat instead of running away. It's good for also your clutch, your clutches in your bottom end. So your wet clutches. That's what transmission fluid is good for. It's good for clutches, and that's what an automatic transmission has in it, is a bunch of clutch discs. So that's actually designed to work with gears and clutch discs. So an old timer turned me on to that. He swore by it. He used to race, and that's all he ran in his bottom ends for years and years and years. So I've never had a problem yet, and I've had hundreds, not hundreds, but miles or hours upon hours on my bikes with that in, and never ever had a clutch problem. So and any of the bikes I ever owned. I'm glad to be a proud owner of a 1996 Kawasaki KX250. I love this bike. It is fun. I enjoy working on it, and I enjoy making these videos for you guys. So you guys out there that don't know how to do these things, that didn't go to school for it, it's fun to make these videos for you guys. I also want to show you, here's what happens when you don't service these, and here's what happens. They start to egg out. See that oblong? It oblonged. So I don't know if I can press a new bearing in that or not. I might have to see about that's why I bought a new one, so I'm gonna have to find out, look up some information on how to repair that, see if it's repairable before I go pressing new bearings into it. I'll have a video especially on that whenever I decide to do it, and I'll make sure that you guys, step by step, can watch me do it, so you guys can learn also from my fails and my successes. So far more successes than fails, by the way. So if you like this video, please hit like and comment if you wish. I love reading comments, good or bad. And hit subscribe if you want to. It's up to you. But I'll make sure that I keep posting new videos on different projects with my bike. I wish I would have recorded the one where I rebuilt the engine, but I didn't have a good recording device at the time. Now I do. So you guys take care out there in this crazy world, and hit like and subscribe if you like my video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.